Lion fans' favorite source is to use this study. The truth is, not only are there incredibly small samples involved, but the study was horribly taken out of context. There are no tigers here, only 14 mammals. Lion fans deny this out of ignorance and pure bias, with sad excuses such as quote-unquote secret studies. Even a popular wildlife channel, such as National Geographic, horribly takes the study out of context. People do not understand the true difference between slow and fast-twitch muscle fibers. They associate fast-twitch muscles with strength and speed, however this is incorrect. Slow-twitch muscle fibers are significantly more efficient, as not only do they provide you with more stamina, but in actuality they produce more force. Also, we don't have data on the full bodily composition in regards to muscle fiber types for lions and tigers. We only have data on their hind limbs. This percentage could probably fluctuate just depending on the area. Another argument by lion fans is the infamous brute force, which, if they had intellect at least above a toddler, they'd understand it was complete stupidity. Lions are physically incapable of overpowering something that weighs 3 times as much as it does. It's mostly done through manipulation of the center of gravity and body weight, and some hunts are incredibly inconsistent, with one lion being able to use said brute force better than 2 or 3, which begs the question, why? It is because it's not done through pure strength, but body weight. Obviously 2 or 3 lions are stronger than 1. Also, sometimes, solitary buffalo may be extremely unhealthy according to Schaller, with lions supposedly having a preference for poor to moderate condition buffalo. Also, people don't seem to view the hundreds of pictorial comparisons, real measurements of indexes, and scientific studies as enough. Well, it has directly been stated in a scientific paper that the tiger is stronger than the lion. I do not mean this in a general fight mentality or any other kind of strength. This was directly talking about the forelimbs. After all, we're just keyboard warriors on the internet, right? If you don't trust someone else, trust the experts. It is completely fine if you do not trust me either, but just know this: my goal is to bring to you objective information. If I mislead you, it is not my intention. I have my preference for the tiger, I favor it in a fight, but I'm not here to mislead you on purpose in these videos. I'm here to contend with information, and bring some of my own. Many lion fans believe that lions strike harder than tigers, the premise being the 3-stance technique, but the 2-stance technique is by far superior. Bipedal striking is more versatile. You can land twice as many hits in the same period of time as that of a quadruped. Even if quadrupedal striking delivered more power, it wouldn't make up for this advantage. You can strike downward better and more comfortably from a bipedal stance. In contrast, it would be a bit awkward and inconvenient to have your hand or paw a bit tied to the ground, and to have to strike with the other. It limits mobility. Many quadrupedal species stand bipedally on their hind limbs to fight. This posture may provide a performance advantage by allowing the forelimbs to strike an opponent with the range of motion that is intrinsic to high-speed running, jumping, rapid braking and turning, the range of motion over which peak force and power can be produced. A heavier, more robust forearm with more speed would inherently have more kinetic energy and momentum built up in it. It's common knowledge tigers have superior combat speed. Tigers, with their superior balance, are probably capable of using their body weight more effectively in each strike, as well as, once again, the 3-point stance limits mobility. The muscles that are required in a slap are the rotator cuff muscles, triceps, etc., in most of which tigers dominate as well. Check out my lion versus tiger anatomy videos, link in the description. Since tigers have stronger triceps, it's quite likely that their jabs would be by far superior in terms of power, as the triceps extend/straighten the forelimb at the elbow. Lions do not actually have thicker necks than tigers. Lion fans can only rely on pictorial comparisons rather than real data. Even then, most of these pictures are cherry-picked, which is no surprise at this point. Using real data, you'd get an average of 79 to 80 centimeters for the neck girth of tigers, while for lions you'd get about 69.6 centimeters, so it's quite likely tigers have larger and stronger necks. Lion fans love to use 19th century books, the most ridiculous accounts ever, and trainers for whatever reason. If you do happen to come across these supposed accounts, the majority of them can be debunked through the argument from anecdotal evidence fallacy, or Hitchens' razor. Especially if such supposed accounts almost seem to be made up. An example would be a lion crushing a bear's skull or spine in one hit. Obviously, a lion is incapable of doing that. No debate, it's just pure hypocrisy to call this a possibility while calling a grizzly breaking a moose's back an impossibility. All in all, we can conclude tigers are physically stronger than lions, have stronger strikes, and have a more efficient fighting style due to the two-leg stance, which allows superior striking power due to the reasons stated before, as well as more versatility. A tiger has better footwork as well, like a boxer. We have debunked the lion's so-called brute force, which at this point is the only argument you can make for its forelimbs being stronger. Andrew Jackson Howe has stated, a distinguishing feature of the lion is an accumulation of weight and strength in its anterior parts. Although the lion's is covered with thick mass of hair and mane giving the beast a formidable appearance, there exists beneath this innocent hump a muscular development that surpasses the same parts in the tiger. The osseous and muscular structures of the lion's head are superior to those of the tiger, and the forelegs and paws possess greater strength than the tiger's anterior extremities. The structures constituting the pelvic girdle of the tiger are perhaps larger and stronger than similar parts in the lion. In all other respects, the average lion is more than a match for the average tiger. Is this really true? Well, obviously no, it isn't. Andrew dissected only one lion and one tiger, not to mention, these were captive specimens that would have probably been quite unhealthy, not just due to the environment, but the fact that they would have gotten unhealthier possibly due to old age, like the lion for example, was quite unhealthy. Andrew describes, he lost his appetite, his flesh wasted, his spirits drooped, and he showed no signs of approaching dissolution. General weakness brought the beast to death's door. According to the book, The History of the Eclectic Medical Journal, Andrew dissected his animals from the Cincinnati Zoo, and these animals were dying. Would you say comparing a malnourished, sick lion to another malnourished, sick tiger is a fair comparison? Also, no, lions do not have stronger backs than tigers. A higher PC2 score implies the following: morphological change along this branch of the phylogeny is associated with a more robust vertebra, which is craniocaudally longer, with wider and less cranially inclined transverse processes, unlike PC1, a larger end plate and a more anteriorly positioned spinous process, suggesting strong muscle attachments. It strongly diverges from its sister taxa to achieve a much more negative PC2 score than the other felids, likely reflecting its more extreme cursorial specialization. As you can see, tigers scored significantly higher than lions along principal component 2, which suggests a less cursorial build, and stronger muscle attachments with more robust vertebrae, which is craniocaudally longer, with wider and less cranially inclined transverse processes. The spine is quite important for stability during grappling, and for opposing the force made by prey during hunting. The difference here is so significant I heavily doubt it'd have anything at all to do with sample size. Typically, if there's a large difference, sample size doesn't matter. Also, tiger's edge in the sacroiliac joint. The sacroiliac joint provides stability to the pelvis and lower back. Its purpose is to reduce the distribution of force loads from the lower extremities, acts as a shock absorber for the spine, and transmits torque from the lower extremities to the rest of the body. The tiger's iliac angle is smaller than the lion, which is more efficient for the locking of the sacroiliac junction. I quote, "Transmission of such momentum from the hind limbs to the cranium could be favored by increased locking of the sacroiliac junction. The tiger's iliac angle is optimized for large prey capture unlike lions, as per this box plot. Tiger's angle is approximately 22% to 25% more acute than the lion's, which provides better locking of the sacroiliac junction. I also have some data on chest girths but I cannot upload them here, link to the charts will be in the description. Tigers also have superior biceps leverage index." I'll see you all in the next video, see ya.